Hey everyone, thanks for having me. This is obviously a very important topic and I have some big feelings about it. So to kick things off, I'm sure you all remember the Freedom Convoy, yeah? Well, as part of my coverage at the time, I joined several Telegram channels and groups where organizers and supporters gathered to exchange everything from planning details to fringe conspiracy theories. And you might not have realized this, but it was actually just days after the convoy, actually you guys probably do know this, just days after the convoy that Russia...
You know, to me, Rachel Gilmore has a lot of nerve to go to something and talk as serious about something as white supremacy, online hate, harassment, all of these things, just to have a giant smile on her face as she's doing it. I have some big feelings about it. If Rachel Gilmore is open or to her testifying is any indication of how this generation acts, it's probably right on cue. Because that was the most disturbing thing I have ever seen and so unprofessional. And she should know how to be a professional because she went to school to be a journalist, which what school did you go to that taught you to be a biased far left journalist? I will never understand, but just understand that because you admit that you don't look at examples of far left, only far right, people aren't going to take you seriously. And I shouldn't have to tell you that. I should not have to tell you that you have become an unreliable source because you are so incredibly biased. This reminds me of that woman from the States who tells that joke where she's like, the left wakes up every morning and it's perpetually January 6, 2021. And then they get in their electric cars and they go get an abortion. And it's like, that is what people like Zexy Lee, Rachel Gilmore, all of the people who have a hate on for the fucking Freedom Convoy that happened 2 whole years ago. Okay? You're pathetic. Get over it. You understand that we see that there's pro-Palestine people out there literally being able to do whatever the fuck they want and burn down buildings, assault police officers, and not a fucking word from you? And as somebody who understands that people have been fired for pro-Palestine rhetoric and stuff, like as just saying pro-Palestine things, shouldn't you understand the implications of advocating for suppression of freedom of speech? Do you understand that your side is just as bad as the far right? You have no idea. People have been in my comments telling me to apply for MAID because I'm a conservative. Because of people like you who actually drive up the hate. You're the one that has been a massive divide in Canada over the last 4 years. You're the one that told people not to sit with unvaccinated people at the dinner table. Are you stupid, Rachel? Do you understand that this is me critiquing you and not a hate speech crime? Do you understand that? Because you are not free from criticism when you are a TikToker. You're not a journalist. Kareem Assad's a journalist, okay? You need to understand that you do nothing and you are the privileged people that you talk about all the time. You are the white privilege. You went to a working class protest and it's the only protest you've ever been to. Delusional to think that you're a journalist. And you live in Ottawa. Did I see you covering the Million Man March? No. How deluded and in your own world do you have to be to understand that people are going through shit right now? And when they look at their lives pre-Trudeau versus now, during Trudeau, they see that their lives were so much better during Harper. Why does that make people far right? What makes people far right, Rachel? Can you tell me that? Can you tell me what makes people far right? What constitutes as far right? I would love to know. Okay? You are one of the people who has literally helped facilitate the public's distrust in the media. You and you alone. Okay, girl? You're the one that was on TikToks sharing all that bullshit about not spending time with family members. Vaccines don't, the COVID one, it doesn't spread the virus. It stops with you if you get, whatted. And then you've never gone back on that. Do you not understand that people have been through stuff? I was forced to get that after being adopted at 16, because I don't know Rachel's life, but like I was adopted at 16. I have learning disabilities. I was a single mom at 19. So all of these oppression points that Rachel loves to, add to things, I actually went through shit in my life and was able to get ahead during Harper. And now we have people like Rachel Gilmore, who are probably privileged AF, come from rich ass families, because how else is she able to live in Ottawa? I'm pretty sure she said her mom was a doctor or something. Like, real life people are going through real life things. I don't know how Rachel can get on these things and talk about far right rhetoric when she knows that there's tent encampments down the road from her in Ottawa. It makes me fucking sick to my stomach that you think that people aren't allowed to vote conservative without being far right. You're part of the problem in Canada. You're part of the problem why people don't want to speak up. And it's only going to bite you in your own ass when there's something that you want to stand up for, but it goes against what the media narrative is. It's just something it didn't stop because I'm assuming you're someone who's pro-choice and knows about the Nuremberg codes and shit, because you're a journalist and you should know that, and you should know Fauci's role in AIDS, because you should be studying people like Trish Woods, who is an actual Canadian legend fucking journalist, okay? What don't you understand? You also told people that the WEF was a conspiracy theory. Okay, let me get this straight. She said that the theme of the party of the World Economic Forum that year was the Great Reset, and that it was just a theme, an aesthetic of a party. Girl, there's a whole book. What do you mean? And then your little, sheep, they all believe you, okay? But people are starting to see through it, and I know that you hate that, okay? Because you're obviously dealing with online hate, but I want to tell you that if you actually had a real journalism job or you were on the news or something, you wouldn't have to have an online presence and you wouldn't get the hate that you're seeing right now. I'm just wondering if you think that the cops are going to do anything for you when they let everybody else's abusers back on the streets. Just wondering if you're any different. Okay, people are going through real life shit right now. Nobody gives a fuck about what you're going through online as a journalist. Oh my God, imagine the privilege. Imagine walking past a tent encampment to walk up to the fucking Ottawa courthouse and testify that people are hurting your feelings online. This is the Canada that we live in. Nobody cares, Rachel. Nobody cares. And I'm your age, okay? I'm your age. I'm somebody who went to school. I have a college. I'm not uneducated. Because that matters to the elitists like you. Unfucking believable. How much are you getting paid to say all of this, by the way? In what world do you think that being an extremely biased far left journalist wouldn't get you into hot water when we see the far left doing way worse than what the convoy ever fucking did? Assaulting police officers? Weren't you someone who was like, oh my God, people just arrested people on the way to the convoy with guns. It must have been for the convoy. That story wasn't true. I don't know. As soon as the conservatives are in and we find out what you've really done with the anti-hate network and you actually be held accountable for what you've done and the role that you've played, because they sourced the anti-hate network to call that Emergencies Act. Can't wait. I can't wait to find out who exactly in this country has been paid to spread a certain message. People accuse me of being a Russian person all the time. Like, I would never move to Russia. You're not allowed to have social media in Russia. Do you think I'm stupid? Honest to God. It's just like, no, I don't think that Russia is my fucking friend because Justin Trudeau, that guy don't get along. Like, I know that I could be a target of Russia at any moment. Anyways, I also swear way too much, and I'm, my videos are not pushed out enough to be a Russian person, okay? But anyways, I'm a real person. I used to be on the left. I voted NDP my whole life, and I'm here to tell you, Rachel, that you're part of the problem. And it is people like you that send people like me, who used to be staunchly very far left, quick down that pipeline that you hate so much. Reflect. Hope everyone has a great day. Please like and subscribe.